Welcome to Battlestar Galactica Scattered Hopes, a fleet management tactical roguelite set during the Second Cylon War. You command a Gunstar, leading a fleet of survivors escaping the fall of the 12 colonies. With the Cylon fleet hunting you relentlessly, your only chance to survive is to rejoin humanity's last hope, the Battlestar Galactica. In this gameplay overview video, we'll take a detailed look at the game's major systems and how they shape the unique trajectory of your runs. In Scattered Hopes, the core gameplay loop is structured by alternating phases of fleet management and combat. Fleet management phases offer a limited number of turns to prepare for the next Cylon encounter. During this phase, you'll manage scarce resources, upgrade your Gunstar and squadrons, train your crew, and explore points of interest. Various crises and in-fleet situations will also confront you with hard choices, affecting your fleet's survival odds. As commander, there are elements you'll need to monitor constantly to inform your decisions. First and foremost, the countdown until the next Cylon attack. Time is perhaps your most valuable resource in each safe sector. With each action costing turns and time-sensitive issues emerging constantly, you must prioritize your decisions, knowing the Cylons are inexorably closing in. Your fleet's overall status can be checked here. The hull bar shows how much damage your Gunstar can withstand in combat, whereas the fleet's health bar represents your survivors on board, their health and living conditions. Your run will end should any of these deplete entirely, your fleet will be destroyed, and all survivors aboard will die. Resources are the lifeblood of your survival. Scrap is used as general currency and as material for upgrades. Supplies are needed to solve urgent situations on board. Nukes serve as powerful wipeout attacks in combat. Tilium fuels faster-than-light jumps in combat and to explore points of interest. Aside from nukes, all resources can be produced passively by your Gunstar and civilian ships after each jump, should they survive combat. You won't be alone in this perilous mission to rejoin the Galactica. You can rely on your heroes, officers, and high-profile crew members that you can trust with important missions in and out of combat. These characters may be outstanding individuals with skills surpassing most, but they remain human. You'll need to keep an eye on their health and morale. Survivors in your fleet come from all walks of life: military, civilians, and even outlaws. Keeping an eye on in-fleet politics is vital to your fleet's survival, as a faction's influence and the rapport it has with you will greatly influence events triggered in your run. Situations are various events that happen on board, ranging from hull breaches, fires, Cylon onboardings, illness, or general crowd panic. These can occur spontaneously, or as a result of your failing relationship with a faction. They may also happen as a consequence of incurring extensive damage in combat. You can resolve them by sending one of your heroes to deal with it directly, or by utilizing supplies. Keep in mind that some situations may pose risks to your hero's safety and could, at worst, cost them their lives. You can choose to ignore them, but if you do not address them by the end of the indicated countdown, your fleet's health will degrade significantly. At some point, you'll discover that some of these situations are actually a result of sabotage from an infiltrated Cylon. Nobody can be trusted, and you'll need to unmask the imposter through a dedicated investigation. Crises are more complex events that will require you to step directly into the Combat Information Center. After listening to the briefing, you will be offered two choices on how to address the issue. One will trigger an objective-based, time-limited mission where you'll need to accomplish various tasks. Fail to check off all objectives on the list, and you will face harsh consequences. The other choice will offer an immediate but often costly solution, whether you pay with dwindling resources or by losing favor with a hero or a faction, knowing that these tense relationships may trigger even more crises in the future. Crises test your ability to weigh the outcomes of each choice and measure their impact on your fleet's immediate and future needs. Sacrifices will always be necessary, but which are you ready to make? On the flip side of crises, opportunities are events that can reward you with positive effects, such as additional resources and improvements to your fleet. They also require tasks to be completed within a limited time frame, but in this case, failure does not come with negative consequences. Once per sector, decisions that make you fall out of favor with a faction or a hero can be slightly counterbalanced by spending time in the bar. Ambrosia has a way of loosening tongues and bringing enemies together, after all. Points of interest will vary across the different sectors you jump to. They can present a reliable way to replenish your resources at the cost of burning Tilium. Some POIs also offer strategic additions to your fleet, such as new squadrons, Gunstar weapons, heroes, and even civilian ships. By sending heroes to explore POIs and solve situations, they will gain experience and acquire traits. These can facilitate their missions within the fleet, such as increasing the rarity of POI rewards, or unlock new skills, such as manning Gunstar weapons and piloting squadrons. Squadrons are your first line of defense and will brave enemy fire repeatedly. Here in the hangar, you can oversee their repairs, assign a designated pilot, and choose their next upgrade. Squadron perks. Some improve base specs, while others offer unique skills and passives that give an extra edge in combat. You can also manage your Gunstar weapon setup focusing on single target damage or large AoEs. Given sufficient scrap, your R&D department can work on meaningful upgrades to your fleet, such as strengthening the hull of your Gunstar and expanding your squadron and weapon slots. They can also work on upgrades specific to your Gunstar model. Fleet upgrades can also come from auxiliary systems, which offer permanent buffs to both management and combat actions. Combat phases are asymmetrical fights, where the Cylon fleet overwhelmingly outnumbers you. During the 2 minutes it takes for FTL calculations to compute, you'll need to defend your fleet in real-time combat with tactical pause, until you can jump to the next safe sector. You likely won't get away from these fights unscathed, and will need to deal with damage sustained in the next fleet management phase. During the deployment phase, you'll need to determine the optimal squadron and Gunstar loadout for this encounter. Thankfully, the Dratus system will show you a preview of the enemies as they spawn. Combat is in real time, and you'll need to command multiple squadron units and weapons at once. Using real-time pause will allow you to assess the flow of the battle more efficiently. You can use this function at any time, testing each move with ballistic previews before you commit. Each of your squadrons has its own strengths and weaknesses. Not only do their base specs differ, but their unique perks, EMP, camouflage, on-field repairs, determine their strategic value during combat. As you progress in your run and apply more squadron upgrades, you'll come to understand how each unit can handle specific enemy matchups. Gunstars have different starting weapons according to your starting fleet, but you may acquire any type of weapon during your run. Some of them are activated manually with a targeting system, such as nukes and missiles. Others are activated automatically with areas of effect surrounding your fleet with automatic targeting. Cooldowns can be lowered with hero traits and auxiliary systems. Enemy units you encounter will be varied, attacking you at close or long range. Some may have special effects and buff their allies. You will also need to defend your fleet against the main ship, which can also use devastating weapons against your fleet. Once the FTL calculations are finally complete, you'll need to recall your squadrons before you jump. If the situation calls for it, you can order an emergency jump at the cost of extra tilium and leaving fighters behind. Should you survive the encounter, you'll be able to choose a reward, which varies between extra resources and blessings that cancel out negative consequences in the following management phase. Regardless of if you succeed in rejoining the Galactica, you will gain a resource you can invest in meta upgrades, faith. Enough of it, and you can drastically improve the survival odds of your next fleet by giving it a head start with extra resources, or upgrading the overall rarity of hero traits and squadron perks it will be offered. Trials are a series of feats and tasks you can complete during your run. Doing so will grant you knowledge, which unlocks access to new starting fleets, squadrons, and more. This gameplay overview video barely scratches the depth of Scattered Hopes systems. Stay tuned for more deep dive content.